Time to now move on to another speaker session. This is going to be like I was telling you all about AI and its use in real estate and how we can integrate that moving forward. So this is going to be that session. It's about AI-aided feasibility reports in the redevelopment scenario. My speaker for the session is the esteemed founder and CEO of Skyramp Consultants Private Limited, who will be speaking on this very, very innovative subject. Ladies and gentlemen, he's a civil engineering graduate from Manipal University, and he's a young entrepreneur driving innovation in the real estate sector through technology and automation. Under his leadership, his organization has emerged as a leading PropTech company, developing advanced automated feasibility solutions for redevelopment projects all across Mumbai. His work is helping transform the way feasibility assessments are conducted, making them faster, smarter, and most importantly, more efficient and more sustainable as well. Sustainability being the need of the hour. Ladies and gentlemen, please join hands together in welcoming on stage Mr. Shubham Bhole.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. Absolute honor to be here in front of all of you. And secondly, the energy over here is just mind-blowing, off the roof. I feel that I have a lot of work to do in terms of energy to get to the people who have organized SMART. So today's agenda, right? So first of all, I'm Shubham Bhole, CEO of Skyramp Consultants. So what we do is what you're seeing on the screen. So over the last, this is for, next, okay. So over the last 2 years, first of all, so I'm going to be speaking English and Hindi, so just letting you know that. So we have done feasibilities over the last 2 years. So where we started from is, हर सुबह मैं उठता था और मुझे एक ब्रोकर का कॉल आता था कि साहब एक feasibility है, बनानी है, एक प्लॉट आया है, उसकी feasibility बनानी है. Now I used to give that to my team. And you know, there's this game called Chinese Whisper. जैसे इधर लाइन में अगर मैंने बोल दिया कि मेरा नाम शुभम है, तो ऐसे 5 लोग के पास वो मेरे पास आएगा, बोलेगा कि मेरा नाम नीलिमा है, तो वो चेंज हो जाता है. Similarly is the game of Excel. So today when you are making any feasibility on Excel, what you will find is उधर सेल रेट लिखा रहेगा 1.5 लाख रुपया, 75,000. But in the formula that is actually put there, you will see that it's not that value. वो 30,000 का भाव ले लेंगे. उससे वजह से क्या होता है? Developers face a big problem when it comes to their BD team, because it's the BD team that's making the feasibility most of the times. You might say, ki, why is it the BD team? It should be the municipal and the licensing team, but mostly it's the BD team because they are doing the work for the acquisition for the developers. And most of the developers that I've gone through, and they're looking out for my software, the people who are sitting with me are the BD people, and they do understand premium, RERA carpet, built up, FSI, they understand it really well, really well. So starting off with feasibility in 30 minutes. Can I get the next slide? Yeah, so it's, so by the way, you don't need to click any pictures, you don't need to be worried. Today what you're going to see, a lot of new things you're going to see today. So conventionally our presentations used to be done on PPT or Canva. Now today what you will see is the whole presentation here is been done on HTML, and that's going to be the future. Now as you see time go by, you will see more and more people using HTML for presentations because it's more vivid to the eye. It looks beautiful, and that's how it is going to be. So right, so it's a little blurry. I think it's the screen that's happening, but why the feasibility studies today are broken? So first let's discuss that. Right. So आज अगर मैं एक feasibility लेता हूँ बनाने के लिए, तो मैं कोई टीम को दूँ, if I give it to a consultant, they used to take 7 to 10 days, and the value that I get, उसमें भी मेरे को कोई surety नहीं है. आज एक consultant को दूंगा तो कोई दूसरा रेरा कार्पेट बोलता है, इसको दूंगा तो कोई दूसरा रेरा कार्पेट बोलता है. Similarly with the cost, and I'm not a big fan of facts and figures. So as my introduction was given, I'm a civil engineer, and then I turned into software, right? And so what happens there is that you become a very process-oriented man. So आज अगर मुझे यहाँ कोई problem दिखेगी, I will try to solve the problem. I will not look at कि ये glass बोरोसिल का है, ये glass से मैं पानी पी सकता हूँ. My whole objective is that I need a glass of water to drink from, right? Now people like Mr. Milind here is sitting with us. They've got years and years of experience in terms of the cash flows, the figures, the cost, and that's where mentors like Sir yourself and more people will help us to make our feasibilities more accurate. Because now today, when I look at any cost or if I look at any built up, so if you're doing it from a consultant, you will do it at कि भाई ये कंसल्टेंट को मालूम है मैं इससे कराता हूँ ये काम, ये मुझे सही फिगर देगा. दिस इज व्हाट वी अज्यूम, बट देयर आर नो सोर्सेज गिवन देयर. द सोर्सेज दैट आई विल गेट, we cannot have Wikipedia sources citing our DCPR. That's the problem. And so the thing is, it's a very niche market. Mumbai is one market. There are so many markets in real estate, and so I do understand कि facts and figures की कमी क्यों है. But as the time goes by, as new people will be coming, they will be putting everything out in the public, right? So now moving on forward. So can I get one slide back? Right. So feasibility reports, again they're expensive. अगर आज मैं कंसल्टेंट को बोलता हूँ, उसे कोई चेंजेस बोलता हूँ कि मुझे इंटरेस्ट बदल के दो, मुझे और APR के सिनेरियोस चाहिए, I want it in 75,000, 80,000, 85,000, so on and so forth. You will take a decade to do it and then get back to me. By that time my project is gone, my competitor has taken it, right? Now error prone is also one thing that I explained. Can we go to the next slide? Right. Yeah. So what we're going to be doing today. Right, so what we have prepared over the last 2 years is basically, so 30A is a scheme which I think every person should be knowing if they are in real estate in Mumbai. That is because it's the base scheme where everything is derived from. अगर आज मैं एक realtor हूँ और मुझे जानना है कितना FSI मिलता है, there are thousands of schemes. But what is my minimum FSI that we are getting? So that was my whole motive of conducting this session कि आज हर एक realtor को मालूम होना चाहिए कि मेरा कितना minimum FSI मिल रहा है, कितना cost है और कितना profit मिलने वाला है lowest scheme में 30A में. I will show you all the combination of the schemes, but we will today work on only 30A. Moving on forward. Right, so what we will cover today, there is a little bit of pixelization है तो दिख नहीं रहा है. So first 10 minutes we'll look at the prerequisites that are required to make a feasibility. So the prerequisites being the plot area is a big one कि मेरे को plot area नहीं पता तो कैसे मालूम पड़ेगा. Plot area, Google Map location, DP remarks, ready reckoner, your scheme, which scheme you're taking, and then finally we'll collate all of that, put it in parameters, and then we'll put it in the software that I'm about to tell you. So 2 things before going on forward. All of what you're seeing, you're going to get this HTML. It's a 50 MB zip file that I will make sure goes to all of you. If not, I will put it on my website itself with link to my Instagram so that everyone gets this presentation. And secondly, what I am making for the community is absolutely free. So today when we are talking about finding IRR, that's something else. But if we're talking about pure profit percentages कि मेरे को कितना cost लग रहा है और कितना rara carpet generate हो रहा है, it's going to be free forever. That is what I'm telling you, and that is what I want to do for the community, right? So now, yeah. So now next, can I get the next slide? Yeah. So one more, right? Yeah. So there are actually 5 steps over here which you cannot see, but we'll go one by one. So today we are taking a sample plot in Juhu. It's like a empty land, it's green parcel. Can you go to satellite? Can you click on satellite view? I think people would have a better view. So it's a green parcel, there's no building over there. It's an empty parcel, so that's we're going to consider that. So that's the Google Map location. Can you play the tutorial? We'll just have an idea.
Step 1, locate your plot on Google
You
Maps in your browser.
Yeah.
Our plot is close to 10th Avenue, so I will search that. Then pan to find our bare land.
Maximum.
Click to drop a pin. Right-click to copy the coordinates. Location locked in.
Right. So this is just one of the steps. So Google Maps, everyone knows how to do it. But then there will be more complex steps which might be complex for some people and किसी के लिए नहीं होगा. So that's why we have put a step-by-step tutorial on how to do each step. Can we go to the next step? Next is the infamous DP remarks. So DP remarks पे we get 2 things. So when we die out of sources for a plot, आज मेरे पास रीम कन्वेंस नहीं है, PR कार्ड नहीं है, कुछ भी नहीं है, तो मैं DP remarks पे आके सब कुछ देखता हूँ. So DP remarks पे first thing I will look at is my road width. So you can see it's 30.7, but my plot is थोड़ा ऊपर वाला. It's actually a 60-meter abutting road. I'll show that to you later. So can we click on the tutorial and maximize?
Step 2, obtaining the road width from the DP Remarks website. Open the BMC portal at deepremarks.mcgm.gov.in. Open the search. Ward K/W Village, Juhu. CTS 777. Now measure the road, 2 clicks across and the distance appears. Road width, 60.4 meters locked in.
Right. Yeah. Next step we've got is plot area. So plot area, again, we have multiple sources for the plot area. We're starting with the PR card being the most important one for the scheme submissions in BMC. So we've got PR card, then we've got external survey, we've got so and so forth. All the sources will be listed here. Play the tutorial for the plot area.
Step 3, get the plot area, best source the PR card. Then OC Plan, External Survey, or the DP Remarks website. Open the portal. Pick your plot, K/W Juhu 777. Switch to area mode. Trace the plot boundary. 1,235 square meters. Plot area locked in.
Right. So for this plot, because it's a bare land, we don't have any PR cards, so the best assumption that we are taking today is the DP remarks. So we're going to take the plot area from DP remarks. So if I'm going a little too fast or a little too slow, I'm telling you again and again, this is going to be distributed to all of you, so no need to worry in terms of you're not understanding or grasping something. Right. Next step. The ready reckoner. So the ready reckoner is basically, you can get it from multiple sources. So we use e-stamp duty for our ready reckoners. Can we play a tutorial for it?
Step 4, get the Ready Reckoner rate. Open e-stampdutyreadyreckoner.com. Pick the year 2026. Mumbai Suburban, Andheri Taluka, Juhu Village. Find zone 38/195. CTS 777 sits in this zone. Land rate 2,29,460 rupees per square meter locked in.
Right. So ready reckoner, the open land ready reckoner is used for major premiums in any of your planning authorities like MADA, SRA or MCGM. Wherever it might be, the ready reckoner of the open land rate is what is used. Right. Can we get the next step? Next step is the consumption. Now, as I told you, apna green parcel hai, there is nothing there currently, but we will assume that there is a building. Now, one more thing a realtor should know, that the base FSI 30 years ago when you are sitting in a suburb is 1 FSI in suburb and 1.33 in city. This is something which should be known to a realtor. This is a common practice that's done. It's by MCGM. So now can you display?
Step 5, get the existing consumption. Best source the OC plan or tax assessment or internal survey. If none, assume default FSI, 1 in suburb, 1.33 in city. We are in Mumbai suburb, so plot area times 1 FSI, 1,235.9 built up square meters. For carpet, divide by 1.2, 1,029.92 carpet square meters.
Pause.
Locked in.
Right. So what you see over here is we have assumed a 1 FSI for our plot that we are working on currently. So 1,235 is our plot area and we assume 1 FSI, so that's our built up. Now for carpet, this is an assumption made again in the planning authorities. There is a ratio of 1.2 that is used to convert something from a carpet to built up. And so sooner or later in the video itself, you will see something special कि मेरा घर carpet से built up के लिए क्या ratio है और मेरा built up से construction area के लिए क्या ratio है. You will find that, right? Oh, can we get out of the video? Yeah. What is the next slide? Parameters, right? So parameters. Now, as I said, is there a video to it? Yeah.
Step 6, parameters. 3 sections, area costing, financials. Area inputs, plot area 1235 SQM, road width 60.4, existing BUA 1235 SQM, carpet 1029 SQM, rent 200 per square foot, corpus 3,000 per square foot, residential plus 35%. Costing inputs, construction 5,900 per square foot for tenant and sale. Loading 1.5. Loading converts BUA to construction area. BUA is carpet plus walls. Loading adds staircase, lift, lobby. Multiplier of 1.5. Financials inputs. Sales 75,000 per square foot residential, 10% commercial at 1,50,000. Interest 20% of project cost at 13% for 3 years. All parameters locked.
Right. So what you see in front of you is that we have gathered all the prerequisites required to make a feasibility. And so the next step that we have is actually going and putting those value into the software itself. So can we go to the next slide? Right. But before going into putting the values, a more important step is the scheme. Scheme is where major people get confused. कि मैं scheme कौन सी लगाऊं? Today we are going to only be focusing on the 30A. It's the base scheme. Base scheme meaning इससे सारे combinations बनते हैं. Sir knows all of it. So 30A, 30A plus 7A, 30A plus 7B, 30A plus 7A plus 12B, 20B. So there's whole lot of schemes just listed with 30A combination. So it gets divided into 3 parts basically based on the planning authority. So when you have MCGM, you have everything listed over here. For MADA, you've got 33.5 and you can also go for 33.9 based on how big your land parcel is. Finally, SRA, we have 33.10 and 33.11. So you can do the research on these schemes a little bit later. On our website, you're going to see all of these schemes over there. So we have recently launched V3 version of our software. The reason of launching that was that we are planning to integrate an AI chatbot with every feasibility so that a layman who wants to make a feasibility gets a guided review कि मैं कैसे feasibility बना रहा हूँ, ये plot मेरे लिए profitable है कि नहीं, कितना IRR है, मुझे करना चाहिए, नहीं करना चाहिए, all of that, right? So that's V3. So next slide. So 30A. So we're just going to go through what 30A is first, right? Can we get the video?
30A from FSI to built-up area to saleable carpet. Our Juhu plot. Our plot 1,235.9 square meters. Road 60.4 meters. Mumbai suburb. Permissible FSI comes from the 30A table.
Right, so the table that you see over here is directly taken from the DCP. I just made a little beautiful. And you will see that there are different sections on it depending on ये suburb में है plot कि ये city में है plot, right? And you will see different road widths that are occurring there. And everyone knows by now कि road पे ही FSI मिलता है, बड़ा road ज़्यादा FSI, बड़ी building is there. So for our case, let's say for a 60-meter abutting road, we get a 27-meter, it's greater than 27 meters, so we fall in this category. 1 zonal, 0.5 additional, 1 TDR, and then total 2.5. So how it is there are infinite ways of computing your RERA carpet and built up. आज BMC और governing authorities ने ऐसा बनाया है कि आपको zonal लेना पड़ेगा, zonal free है, फिर आपको additional लेना पड़ेगा, फिर TDR लेना पड़ेगा. Maybe 30 years down the line they have integral calculation कि हाँ x plus x square plus c को integrate करके limits लगा के RERA carpet ढूंढो. It's going to get more and more complex by the day, right? So now today it's like this कि you have one FSI for zonal, additional 0.5 and TDR 1. So the idea is कि ये है अलग-अलग road widths के लिए defined है. For us, it's the last one. It's not always going to be 2.5. You have to look at the road, you have to look at the location, and this is still probably the most simplest thing that is currently out there, 30A. All the schemes above that get a little more complex for the human brain to understand. Let's go ahead.
Our suburb plot, road above 27 meters, gives FSI 2.5. Break it down on the net plot. Zonal 1 times 1235 equals 1235. Additional 0.5 equals 618. TDR 1 equals 1235. Combined, that is FSI 2.5.
Pause.
Total.
Right, so we've reached till here. So we've got a total permissible FSI of this much. And now this will be divided for tenants and for sale differently, और उसपे fungible लगेगा. You will see it in the video. I just want you to focus on the video if you can see it from there, or for the people at the back. There is going to be a different section for the tenants and the sale. Play the video.
Permissible built-up area, 3,090. Subtract the existing. 1 FSI, 1235. Area for sale, 1,854. Now fungible, 35% extra. On the sale, 1,854 becomes 2,503. For the tenant, 1,235 becomes 1,668. Construction area is the BU a times 1.5. Tenant, 1,668 gives 2,503. Sale, 2,503 gives 3,754. Now the RERA carpet, the saleable. BU divided by 1.1. Tenant, 1,517 square meters. Sale, 2,275 square meters. Times 10.764 gives square feet. The totals, total built-up area, 4,171 square meters. Total construction area, 6,257 square meters. Total RERA carpet, 3,792 square meters, or 40,817 square feet. FSI to built-up to fungible to construction to carpet. That is 30A.
We get out the video, yeah. Next slide. Right, next slide. Yeah, so now can I have the one cal open? So what we've gotten all the parameters in, so we're going to fill that one by one. So this is the website, onecal.bhole.co. That's the website that we've got going. Can we scroll down and see all the schemes? Yeah. So we've got all the schemes, like we've got approximately the major schemes we've got there, approximately 12 schemes over here. So we're going to look at 30A especially, 30A. And so now what you're going to see is create report with, Upar, scroll up, yeah. Create report with V3. It's a little blurry, There's going to be V3 and V2. So V3 is only launched for 30A currently. It's a very beautiful and a minimalistic looking website, and it's properly like Excel. So it's very easy to comprehend, create. Right. It's loading. Now the thing is, I'll just explain you the layout of this. So here you see the master inputs. आपने ये बदला तो सब कुछ आगे का change होगा, and you can change the master input directly from here, or you can do it from there. So there is a special page parameters one, which is I know is not visible from here itself. So I'm just going to show you. Can we change the parameters from there itself? I think it's going to be easy for you as well. So पहले में ना, it's a little blurry. Plot area is written over here, on right here. Can you change the plot area to what we have in your phone? 1, 2, 3, 5 is what we had. So we're going to be changing the parameters, and what we will see is we will look at the area sheet, we will look at the costing sheet, we look at the financial sheet, and then we look at a summary, ki how we made a feasibility within 30 minutes for a plot. So a 30A would be admissible. I'll give you an idea कि 30A आप कहाँ लगा सकते हो और वहाँ कोई दूसरा combination नहीं होगा. I have a plot in Ville Parle, where there is a height restriction, where I cannot go more than 4 FSI. There is where I will apply a 30A because I don't require a lot of FSI. I will not go for an additional FSI. And I can also apply a 7B. That is, 7B is a regulation where if your structure is more than 30 years old, you get some incentive, but we'll not get into it right now. We'll focus on the 30A, right? So I've changed my plot area to 1235.9. Now we'll go to change the road width to 60. Yeah. And change the carpet and so on and so forth. The problem is it's not visible. That's the main problem here, right? What was the carpet? It's written on your phone. Yeah. Yeah. And the built up to 1235 again. Existing built up to 1235. 1235. Yeah. So what we're considering is, as I said, 1 FSI is what we're considering. We are considering a construction cost of 5,000 plus GST. If you're making a premium luxury building in somewhere like Juhu, we would consider a high rate for construction. So 5,900 for the construction cost for tenants and sale. Right. And the sale, same for the sale. By the way, filling the values in the OneCal software, it's already inside the HTML. So if you want to see how to fill the software, that tutorial is also there. I'm just not showing the video because we're running out on time. We've got about 18 minutes left on the clock and we've got questions as well, right? So sale rate, we're going to assume, let's say 75,000 for sale rate at Juhu, 75,000. And for the commercial component, we'll take about double that, 1,50,000. 1,50,000, and the commercial for saleable, take it as 10%. The top parameter, yes, take it as 10%, right? So we are currently ready with our inputs. Now we'll go on pages one by one. Can we go to the area 30A page? Right. So the top section over here, what you see, it gives you a breakdown of your net plot area. Now people think that net plot area निकालना तो बहुत आसान है. मेरे को क्या करना है, खाली मेरा gross plot लेना है, उसमें से road setback काटना है. No. So when you have a plot greater than 4,000, then you've got regulation 14A coming in. Then you've got reservation. So reservation मेरे को BMC को देना है. उसका deduction अलग से मिलेगा, उसका incentive अलग से मिलेगा. So there's a lot of complication that goes in. That's why we have consultants going on. But today's idea is not to have road setback, not to have any 14A, not to have any reservation. Just a simple idea on how to curate a feasibility within 30 minutes, right? So what we see, we've put our plot area here. Can we scroll down? And we've got the net plot as 1235, by the way, right? Scroll down. What I see here, I'll explain to you, the people at the back who cannot see. Zonal is 1, that is, as I discussed, we are assuming a 1 FSI. There is no road setback. A zonal is 1235. Our additional FSI is 617, am I right? It's written here as well. Yeah, 617. And then again, our TDR is 1235. That puts us at a total permissible FSI of 2.5, right? So the idea is कि जो हम लोग ने वीडियो में देखा था, जहाँ वो स्टेप बाय स्टेप एफएसआई एक्सप्लेन कर रहे थे, वो सेम इस रिपोर्ट के अंदर है. एंड एज यू स्टार्ट फिलिंग द रिपोर्ट, यू विल सी थिंग्स चेंज. नाउ इफ आई गो एंड चेंज द प्लॉट एरिया, यू विल सी द एफएसआई चेंज रियल टाइम. you will see it change real time. Now let's go to the costing page of it. Now the costing page is going to be a little complex, right? Can we go to the right? It's not, people are not going to be able to see this. I don't know, it's not visible, yeah. So what this is the costing summary. Even I cannot see the figures. So what has happened here is, based on my built up that I got for my project, it's divided into tenants and sale. And now मेरे tenants के costs अलग रहेंगे, मेरे sale के costs अलग रहेंगे. Now the thing for tenants is, there are a lot of things which come free for the tenants, like the fungible premium comes free for the tenants. Sale is obviously at a cost. So can we go to the left and go down a little bit? Because of the visibility issue, that's fine. But you can see the costs are defined into different categories over here. There's construction costs, there's FSI, there's other premiums, there's miscellaneous expenses for your scheme specific cost. Then there's indirect expenses for your rent, corpus, whatnot. And then finally what you see, can you go down? Again, miscellaneous costs for just a project. Now what we're going to remove is, there are scheme specific costs for schemes, like if you go for a 33.9 or something, what you will find specifically, there are random costs coming in a project. You will see UD approval, you see HPC, and sometimes I cannot take that in my head. And so what happens is, that time a developer should be able to put their own costs in the feasibility and should be able to add that. And so we've put miscellaneous scheme specific costs separately and a whole project cost separately, right? Just say, admin cost aa gaya. Somebody is bearing an admin cost of maybe 1,000 crores, 5% of the project cost, he can put it. Right. Let's go to the financials page now. Yeah. So we got the project cost at about 83.5 crores, and then we've taken a loan of 20% of the project cost at the start of the project at 13% interest for 3 years. Again, I'm telling you, if you're not understanding this, there are going to be videos out there, so no problem for that. Right. So project cost is 83. 2.75 is my interest cost. And finally, what we are looking at here is कि हम लोग को RERA carpet 24,000 आया था. So the saleable that we got is 24,000. And based on that, we've picked a sale rate and we've divided those components into different parts. I've taken an assumption of 90% residential and 10% as a commercial component, right, over here. So you will see that being differentiated. I can see it a little blurry here. 2241 is probably the 2241 is my 22,041 is my RERA carpet for my residential component, and 2,400 is for my commercial component, right? That's my RERA carpet that was derived from my area statement. So again, you have to do your homework. If you have time, please visit our website. You can actually go through the report and you can see कि इसमें कौन से fine details mentioned है. And sooner or later, we're going to have a page where you can type कि these things are missing. And it's going to be in 2 parts. अगर आज आपको मुझे कुछ बताना है, public को नहीं बताना, there's going to be an anonymous tab, and then there is going to be open tab where other people can also see कि इस scheme के अंदर specifically हमें क्या-क्या चीजें change करनी है. Because there are a lot of like there are grammar Nazis, there are scheme Nazis. They say कि premium बदल गया है, premium बदल गया है, premium बदल गया है. And at that point you have to really be careful कि सब लोगों को एक chance मिलना चाहिए to portray their freedom of putting premiums in this thing. There's open space, there is labor insurance, there's whatnot. People keep on changing their premiums, right? So we came till our this thing, RERA carpet, and now our total gross GDP that is coming for the project, including parking, is coming out to 210 crores over here. So what happens is, इसमें जो गुजराती लोग बोलते हैं ना जैसे कि घर पे कितना पड़ेगा, वो भी हम लोगों ने कंप्यूट किया हुआ है. राइट बिलो द प्रोजेक्ट कॉस्ट यू विल सी अ पर स्क्वायर फीट कॉस्ट गिवन कि आज मेरे को घर पे माल अगर मेरा रेरा 24,000 बन रहा है तो मेरे को वो पर स्क्वायर फीट कितना पड़ रहा है उसका भी इधर वैल्यू है, यहाँ से देखना पड़ रहा है. पर स्क्वायर फीट कॉस्ट विदाउट इंटरेस्ट इज 34,108. And so once we've got the cost, we've got the RERA, we've got the total sellable, only thing that is remaining that we have currently, मेरा जितना बन रहा है और जितना मेरी लागत लगी उसको मैं माइनस करूँ, मेरा प्रॉफिट ढूंढूं, and then we've reached there, right? So our total sellable is for the project is coming out to be 2,005 with parking, and our total project cost is coming out to 83. That leaves us with a profit with interest of 119. And there's a percentage also given. With interest is 138% and without interest is 148. So we have dissected a feasibility at, I think, I don't know how much time it was on the clock. It was 30 minutes or 45, I don't remember correctly. But we are complete with the feasibility. And we can go into the expense flow and cash flow scenarios of it. But let's see, we don't have time right now. We have to stop here. And so I'd be open to any questions, and you guys can also get this presentation when you have free time. Yeah, that's it. That's it from my side. Yeah.
Shubham, hi.
Yeah,
Hello.
I asked them, yeah, if you want any questions.
Shubham, hi. It would be interesting to tell people how it is different from project report and why feasibility report is more into fashion or fad right now, and
Yeah.
why many people want that.
Yes. So generally what happens is when we have projects report created with people, project reports comprise of nothing but a feasibility report plus a synopsis. So what a project report basically has, it will give you a brief description about your CTS, your plot, your PR card, your no-cast, your height, X and Y, all the prerequisites of a plot कि मेरे को ये plot करना चाहिए कि नहीं. Because feasibility is not where it stops. In the feasibility, you have to consider something called consumption. आज मैं building, मेरे को रेरा carpet बांधना है 8 लाख square feet का, और मैं use कर रहा हूँ कितना, मेरे को खाली use करने के लिए 5 लाख मिल रहा है. Where does the remaining go? That also is comprised in a project report. And now in a feasibility, we will try to comprise everything that is there in a project report in a feasibility report itself. Like we've got a consumption page on our V2, which tells you कि कितने माले में आपको building बनाना चाहिए, and what we have coming in the future. Biggest problem today, when anyone is making feasibility, somebody gives me the location, they don't send me the CTS. I have to go to the Deep Remarks website, keep on panning till I find the location. That's the biggest problem that I have. So we're going to introduce a map first workflow that's going to come on this website itself. उससे क्या कर पाओगे आप, आपने समझो आपका Google Map location डाला. Let's say we put precedence and we get the CTS location. That's what we're looking at to do, and we've already done it. We've just not implemented for the people, right? So project reports, sir, as you got it. Project report is something which has everything about the project. The feasibility only comprises of the numbers, the people, that's for the rocket scientists, just like getting the numbers. And the developer doesn't even look at it. So the people who I consult, they just ask me, Shubham bhai, project karna chahiye, nahi karna chahiye. I tell them, bhai mat karo, and then leave it. That's how it is. Because today time is the game. If you don't have time, time is everything. You have to go in speed. That's it. You cannot rely on your own instinct for everything. That's why we have consultants, right? Next question.
For example, which you gave for Juhu plot.
Yeah.
Okay, we have the CTS number and everything put in.
Yeah.
The base value is 1.
Yeah.
Say for example.
Yeah.
But will it guide that in this location on this plot there could be 2 schemes which can be merged together?
So the thing is now,
like what Mr. Changani suggested, that you can club 2-3 schemes on a particular plot.
Yeah.
Can this guide that as well?
I'll tell you. So as I said, we are on a V3 project. So V3 is made specifically for that. We're going to have a complete workflow. आपने start new project click किया, आपने अपना location select किया, location select करने के बाद आपने बताया कि मेरा land ये private land है, उसके बाद में आपको scheme options देगा और सारे feasibilities एक साथ बना के देगा. वो आपको एक एक नहीं बनानी पड़ेगी, और आपको सारे scheme के कोई parameters रहते हैं जो specific डालने पड़ते हैं. जैसे समझो कि अगर मैं 11 कर रहा हूँ तो मेरा PTC का कॉस्ट अलग रहेगा, 20 भी कर रहा तो PAP का कॉस्ट अलग रहेगा. खाली वो चीज़ चेंज करनी पड़ेगी. आपको वापस से प्लॉट एरिया दूसरे स्कीम में जाके डालने की जरूरत नहीं है. यू पुट योर प्लॉट एरिया, यू पुट योर एक्जिस्टिंग बिल्ट-अप एरिया. सो we're getting there slowly. Yeah.
Thank you.
So yeah, we're going to have that. Scheme is going to be there. Sir, just a question. What's his name? When did we start? We started 30 minutes. When did we start? 45 था कि timer की 30?
So as per the time calculation that we have, technically you still have around 20 minutes.
All right, perfect. Yeah.
So I mean, if you want to continue with the presentation.
No, I'm done with everything. I'm done. Yeah, this is better. This is better.
Let's have more interaction.
Yeah.
Let's get some real-time conversation.
Yeah.
So yeah, the question please. Yeah. Please ask and then
Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Shubham, first of all, many congratulations on the wonderful software that you have made.
Thank you.
I have 2 questions. First, is it available for UDCPR 2020?
Okay. It's currently we have not reached it there because we're trying to, like I said, I don't like facts and figures, and I had to read the whole DCPR myself to make the software. So UDCPR is something which I'll hand over to someone, right? Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll have that. So
The next question is, you said that it takes, we have to enter certain parameters into it. For example, we'll have to enter rent, we'll have to enter the construction cost. So I want to understand, are you data mining these things from somewhere so as to know, so as to have an accurate data available as per the area?
No, so data, so see, as I said, when we are implementing workflows, when we're implementing a full workflow of projects, इसमें बहुत सारी चीज़ें आएंगी जिसमें आपको डेटा बार बार लेना पड़ेगा. जैसे रेडी रेकनर है, आप बोलोगे कि where are you getting the ready reckoner from? Now currently what the software is, you have to feed in all your data. You have to read the OC plan. You have to do your due diligence of finding the ready reckoner. You have to do your due diligence of knowing if there is a overconsumption in the society. We have to eliminate all that step by step, but it doesn't happen in one day. So we'll get there probably for the market rates. Market rate is a very big thing that is currently a lot of problem because आज मेरा किधर जुहू में कोई बोलता है 70 लेकिन जब मैं बेचने जाता हूँ तो मेरे को 50 भी नहीं मिलता है. So lot of things. So yeah, I think your question is answered. We will implement it soon.
Okay, thank you, got
Yeah.
it.
Hello.
Sir, I think has a question over here. Ma'am, sir has a question over here. I think I can hear people fine at the back with just without the mic.
So there are various charges like development charge, open space deficiency, and all those. So does
Yeah.
your software take into consideration?
It does, it does.
So how do you calculate?
So the thing is, so how we calculate is generally how you see it in a feasibility. You will see in a feasibility ki my IOD, I will say 1 rupees per square feet of construction area, or I would say scrutiny 116 rupees of built up area. It's all mentioned in the cost. And so with the open space, currently it's a thumb rule कि मैं आज मेरा 100%, now people who understand, I'll take 50% of my area into deficiency and mark it at a ready reckoner of 70%, 80% based on which planning authority I'm dealing with. जैसे SRA में मेरा open space deficiency सस्ते में आता है, BMC में महंगे में आता है. So these things, it's currently working on a thumb rule, so you have to assume, so generally for the BMC schemes, what we have done is we've put a ready reckoner का 90% as the premium for open space. And we have taken open space deficiency for the user to put. So आज अगर आपका 600 मीटर का प्लॉट रहा तो आपको ही खुद डालना है कि मेरी 100% deficiency आ रही है कि 50%. We've kept everything manual for now, but all your costs are considered. And if they are not considered, then there is a miscellaneous tab where you can put your figures in. Ki, yes, and you can put with the description कि I'm getting an extra cost of this XYZ premium and its cost is this much. So that's the idea. As you see more videos coming and you'll get more sorted with the software. Yeah.
Have you ever done a comparative study of what has actually come and what feasibility report you have given and the variations?
Yes. So the thing is, coming in at now just 2 years, building it into the software, what we are trying to do is we are trying to get in with the industry leaders like the big liceners and the ward itself. So currently we are in conversation with building proposal F North to get some data because data is something which is very secure by the MCGM also. Today I try to scrape more than 7,000 proposals on BMC, but उधर एक जगह भी प्रीमियम लिखा नहीं है कि मेरे को स्क्रूटनी पे कितना पड़ रहा है, मेरे को IOD पे कितना पड़ रहा है, तो मेरे को डेटा देगा कौन? That's the first thing. Developer क्या करता है? Developer is like कि हाँ मोटा मोटी he'll do calculation, start submission, but the government doesn't take care of what premiums I'm going to get and at what stage. That is where we're coming, but I have not cross-checked with a live proposal. I have to do it, and there is an urgency to do it within me. So yes, I think that answers your question.
Is there an, yeah,
Yes. So if I'm speaking a little fast, just tell me. I have that habit of speaking fast.
yeah, hi.
Yeah, yeah.
So I want to check with you, in your software, is there a possibility of putting some numbers like a land size is 1200 meters, but I want to put 1800 to check on the feasibility part. Is that a possibility?
Yeah, you can change plot areas. Plot areas, what you're saying, right?
No, no. Can I modify them?
You can. You can. It's not static. You can change any
So
parameter.
you can change them and get a value on that.
Yeah, sir. There are 12 schemes. You can experiment across any scheme.
And can we run it across to all the schemes together or one by one?
So we are currently it's one by one, but soon we will be having an amalgamation based on your land. So अगर आपका SRA का land है, तो आपको 3310, 3309 मिल जाएगा, दोनों मिल जाएगा साथ में.
But is there a requirement to put up certain details like you were just mentioning some time back? And what if I'm not aware of those details?
So if you're not aware, so that's the thing. Assumptions is something that we're currently working on. We're trying, like I said, we're creating a map first workflow कि जहाँ पे आपको वो क्वेश्चन सामने से पूछेगा कि आपके पास ये है या नहीं है. अगर नहीं रहेगा तो वो एक assumption लेगा, but अभी वो है नहीं इसके अंदर, right?
Yeah, here.
It is free. It is free. It is free.
Hi, this is Vishal Pandit,
Yes, sir.
developer from Western Suburbs.
Yes, sir.
Just wanted to ask, when is your version 3 coming? I have a scheme where I'm doing a combination of 7A plus 12B plus 20B.
Yeah. So if you're doing 7A, 7B, 20B, till the version doesn't come out, you can come to my office and we can discuss it personally. It'll come soon, yeah. But we're trying really hard to get there, yeah.
Hi, I have a question.
Yeah.
In case if a plot is covered 3 sides by the road, and if there's a road cutting
Yeah.
mentioned in the DP,
Yeah.
how do you does that take that thing into account?
So, yeah, I'll tell you that. So generally, if when there's a 3-side road cutting, and based on the scheme that you're going by, you will get a proportionate incentive on that. Now, apart from the incentive of the road, the second thing that comes about is the open space relaxations when you have got 2 roads. And that open space relaxation you have to put through premiums only. कि आज मेरे को अगर 100% open space पड़ रहा था, मेरा deficient जा रहा था, मेरा भी शायद से 50% या 20% ही जाएगा क्योंकि मेरे पास 2 साइड से रोड है. So everything that you are saying that this doesn't take into account, oh, those all are very dynamic things that we are putting in currently. Like the location, कि location से DP remark अपने आप आ जाए, मेरा DP remark से अपने आप वो reservation fetch कर ले और मुझे बता दे कि कौन सा FSI use करना है. We're in progress with that. So now your question, I can use my software, put your value in it and get it because I know how to use that software. And that is the learning curve that we have to get to. As more tutorials come by, people will be getting used to it. But my premise of today's idea is that आज सबको 30A सिखा के जाना है. That was my goal, and I think I have pretty much. Once I give you the presentation, you won't require me for 30A anymore. Yeah. Yeah.
Hi, I have another question.
Yes.
In case of properties which are undergoing redevelopment near the defense installations,
Yes.
so is there any provision in your program?
Again, that is a very dynamic thing. So now what happens, there was a project we were doing near Kandivali, and then we had that some defense line over there. What is that called? I don't remember that. Correct. COD, yeah. COD, we had that COD thing coming in there. तो उधर कैसा था, बिल्डिंग ऑलरेडी 7 माले की थी और COD का क्लियरेंस बोलता है कि आप खाली 5 माला बांध सकते हो, तो मैं उससे अच्छा मैं बिल्डिंग तोड़ू ही नहीं ना. तो these are some things that you have to consider in parameters only. These all things to consider that we will take some years, and by that time, मतलब basic things like ready reckoner, your height, your open space, the basic things will be covered with time. But so if you're asking something like इस साइड पे जो नेवल लाइन है, इसका जो डिफेंस लाइन है, इसका क्या होने वाला है, तो इट विल मतलब वो तो ऐसा हो जाएगा कि तभी एक चैटबॉट ही आ जाएगा आपसे बात करने के लिए. हाय मैं ये रेशमा बोल रही हूँ, मैं आपका जानना चाहती हूँ कि आपका प्लॉट कहाँ है. विल रीच देयर बाय देन. सो आई थिंक दैट विल बी कमिंग लेटर, बट या. Any questions, sir? Any more? See, the thing is, the dynamic things are in progress. We'll try to assert as many dynamic things as possible. So I'll just tell you one more thing. When we started off making this feasibility software, लोग बोलते थे कि feasibility इतना dynamic है nature में कि तुम उसको automate कर ही नहीं पाओगे क्योंकि इतने सारे tables है DCPR में, तुमको पढ़ने पड़ेंगे. तो मैंने 1 साल लेके पढ़ा और बाद में मैंने किया. So it's anything that is extremely dynamic can be made into a static nature provided there's enough depth of knowledge to that person who's automating it. So for automation, any automation is possible. Markets are being automated, which is a very spontaneous and run on a lot of entropy. Those things are being done by humans. So I think sky's the limit with that. Yeah.
Sir, if there is a more than one building, say it's a amalgamation of 6 buildings, where 4 are cooperative, 2 are non-SES building, then how it will it?
Sir, ये तो एकदम consultant based question हो गए. If there is something like that, we generally you have to look into ratios of schemes again. जैसे मैंने बोला आज हम खाली 30 बात कर रहे हैं. अभी आप 7 में जाओगे तो उसमें रहेगा कि खाली 50% आप सेस प्रॉपर्टी यूज कर सकते हो, उससे ज़्यादा नहीं कर सकते. So I have to answer this question one-on-one sitting with you. I cannot do it in the software. It's something like वो नहीं हो सकता. Yeah. So all the dynamic things will come by slowly. Yeah.
Although I have attended in between, but what level of AI agentic in the process you are using?
So I'll tell you. So to make anything agentic, the whole idea is कि if it cannot be done by automation, then we go to agentic. Now currently we really we look at ऐसा उसको ऐसा glorify करते हैं. Wow, AI. But the thing is, I'll tell you, AI is something which, even though I am using it, I will give it 0 marks for accuracy. I will give it 0 marks. So the process that I have made, it has aided, the AI has aided me to create something which is gives a finite output जो मुझे समझता है और जो मुझे दिखता है और जो करेक्ट है. आज अगर मैं चैट जीपीटी में जाके आपके प्लॉट का उसको पीआर कार्ड दे दूँ और बोल दूँ feasibility बना, वो 3311 का स्कीम यूज करेगा और आपको feasibility देगा. That is AI. So to implement something agentic के लिए आपके पास एक प्रॉब्लम होनी चाहिए. आपने नैनो बनाना यूज किया सर? AI के लिए ChatGPT के लिए ChatGPT और Google Gemini में. So the problem is कि
just a simple. You are using machine learning plus retrieval and then AI agentic, or you are just not using machine learning also?
We are not using any sort of AI. The software is.
I'm talking machine learning.
No machine learning. No machine. It doesn't get better. It doesn't. There's no supervised and unsupervised learning happening here. There's no unsupervised learning happening. There has to be a specific problem case to use AI. If I have to do something generative, like create a video or create an image, then I would go into AI. But if there is no decision to be made, and a decision can be made with an if and else block, ki if there is a screen over here, don't show the screen over here. That is automation. That is if and else based. But if I have to do something generative, ki if there is a screen over here, then spawn 50 agents. So then it will think, do I do it, not? AI is a brain. If you can convert it through automation, then you don't require AI specifically. Yeah. But we will try to look at use cases where AI come aaye. Like planning would be a great place where generative AI can come in. So if you have got your plot demarcated and I want 5 buildings in it, probably. Use cases are important. Use case is very important.
So I have a different view.
Yeah, that's fine.
We can take one last question for this session, and any question? Before lunch, everybody would like to ask more questions.
Any more
Now's the
questions?
opportunity to make the most of it. One last question for this session. AI, that being the future. Don't get an expert every day in front of you. I feel like an auctioneer.
इसके लिए मैंने बोला we'll stick to only 30 in our heads. We won't go beyond it.
Very simple question.
Yes.
Whether the software which is getting upgraded, do you require architects going forward?
No. You will not require architects. So I'll tell you. So I've got my partners over here. That's Yash and Chinmay over there. So I taught them OneCal version 1. So they were with me when we created the version 1. So they grow across Dahisar to South Bombay almost every day. They make 7 feasibilities a day. Not kidding, 7 feasibilities a day. And they know how to use it, and they are not architects. Both are from BD background. So they know their thing. They've understood it. So you won't require any architects, that I can assure you. But a little domain knowledge, maybe, and that is also not required once we have tutorials on the side.
Will it cost the same to replace the architect?
What?
Will it cost the same to replace the architect?
What? I didn't catch the question. Will it cost the same to replace the architect? It won't cost. So the thing is, I'll tell you, there are 2 parts of creating a profitability. कि एक मेरे को खाली percentage profit बता दो, and second part is कि give me IOD पे कितना पैसा लगने वाला है. So IOD पे कितना पैसा लगने वाला है will probably cost you, but कितना परसेंटेज प्रॉफिट है वो मैं सबको फ्री रखना चाहता हूँ. बिकॉज जब मैं 3 साल पहले आया था, मुझे कोई बताता नहीं था कि स्कीम कौन सी है, मुझे कोई बता नहीं रहा है कि परसेंटेज प्रॉफिट कितना है, रेरा कितना निकल रहा है. मैं जब किसी को पूछूं, वो प्रॉब्लम मुझे कोई न्यू कमर को नहीं देना है. If you want to get into depths of it, you want to become a developer, then sure, why not pay?
So I just want to conclude, maybe for a change, the host gets to ask a question, because you mentioned a very, very vital point about no architects needed, right?
Yeah.
This is almost potential of going viral on Instagram Reels, okay? Yeah. So I'm not kidding when I say this. You know, I have a lot of friends out there who are architects and everything. So I believe traditionally the Indian education system has always been very laid back in terms of not adapting to changing times, which they need to always. So now that you mentioned this thing that architects are not there, so what the students over there going into architectural universities, institutes, what is that one thing that they need to do in order to keep up to the changing times?
Right. So I'll tell you this thing. Extremely good question. It's a very good question. Very good question. Right. So we generally what we do is we try to tie ourselves with our degree. कि architect feasibility बनाएगा. I'll tell you something. There is something called a structured brain and something called an unstructured brain. I'll get back to your question, right? So if you are a structured person in your thought, engineers are very structured in their thought, by the way. And so I would always recommend an engineer to make a financial report than an architect. Reason being, if I tell you, give me this formula, an architect would not be able to mathematically come to that formula. Now why we rely on architects is because we see every architect as a licensing architect. But that's not the truth. Every architect, most architects will be design-oriented, art-oriented, and if we are expecting them to be mathematical and give us mathematical answers, that is a problem. So anyone who has the ability to learn and wants to understand the Mumbai real estate market in depth, everyone would be able to do it. regardless of degree, regardless of architecture or not. And I'm telling you, as the days are going by, we have more and more content creators coming by, people who want to educate people. And so one day, when you see the website flourish, you will also see that because there are tutorials and there is someone teaching, only then I will see traffic on the website, otherwise I won't. So the whole idea is, this is made for each and every person, not for a person who is only an architect, only a civil engineer. Major part is कि अगर developer रात को बैठ रहा है, उसके दिमाग में plot आता है, वो क्यों नहीं बनाए? Why shouldn't a developer use it? That's the whole idea. Why does the developer BD person has to use it? That's the idea. So I think I answered your question.
Thank you so much, and let's just hope that, can you give him a bigger round of applause, please? बहुत shukriya. I think the patience and grit with which you handled all the questions so wonderfully, truly, truly spectacular. I'm going to be requesting the presence of Miss Leena Jogin and Miss Anushka Shah to please come up on stage to felicitate him over here. Can we have a big round of applause for him, please, and all the ladies over here coming up on stage? Thank you so much, and let's pump it up, everyone, please. Brilliant, brilliant, engaging session indeed. Thoroughly interactive, thoroughly engaging, exactly what we wanted in a platform like this. Thank you. Thank you so much.